for replacing rack and pinion on a 2006 Chevy Trailblazer. I tried to find videos on there, but there weren't actual videos explaining the process, and I figured this might help somebody. So yeah, the biggest thing that you have to know about replacing it is you will have to take this bottom plate out. So this is where most of the work is. Right, there's 10 bolts on the bottom here, right, 5 on each side, and then there's 2 bolts on this top part here. Okay, so there's one here, one on the other side right there. So a total of 12 bolts that you have to take off from that, and that is what will hold your rack and pinion. So I took the old one out already, right there. I just followed the video that was online on how to assemble it back. Basically, when you take your old one out, you want to count the treads here, okay, and count them on both sides. Match them to your new one when you put them in. Also, one thing that wasn't told when I was watching the video online, there are 2, the O-rings in here, okay. So when you take your old one out, it doesn't look like it, but in there are 2 metal ones, 2 metal rings that are covered with rubber that you're going to want to pry out. Be careful, because if you break that, they're really hard to get. Those are the factory ones. I just took those and transferred them to the old one, to the new one. So you can see the new one is in. All right. Excuse me, let me get out. The new one is in. I put it in, left it overnight because I got some more work to do, but I'll be checking it for leaks and everything. But the whole thing came in without the tie rods, so I had replaced the whole thing, and it wasn't that bad. Well, it was bad at first, but let me tell you, if you're gonna do this job, grab one of these. I went to the store and grabbed an electric one, and I could tell you that makes a real difference. All right, so let me tell you what I did when I started this. So I came in, took off the 2 bolts that are there. All right, took off this bottom plate, and in there, I don't know if you can see it, but this boot here, that's what covering your steering, all right, column right there. You have to pull this boot up, and in here there's a bolt that connects it. That's really hard to do when you're by yourself, so if you have help, it definitely will be a lot easier to remove the bolt that's in here. All right, and I think that's a 10mm, and that takes that out. All right, and yeah, basically you come in, you disconnect your other tie rods on both sides. All right, get underneath, remove the plate, 5 bolts here, 5 bolts here, 1 in here, 1 in here, and then what will be left, so be holding your rack and pinion is this bolt here, if you see in the circle right there. So this one right here, that's a 21mm, and there's 2 of them. There's 2 ends, so there's a threaded side on the other side as well. So you have to put a wrench here, and then you do the same on this side. You have to put another wrench there, and then you take it out. But again, if you have a power tool, it will make all the difference. All the difference. I still have some work to do here. I have to change this lower ball joint and stuff. That's why I haven't put it back together. But after you put it in, you want to pour your fluid in and make sure that you check. You turn your wheel back and forth, a dozen at a time or so. Check your fluid, and then go ahead and do it again. I came in this morning to check to see if I had any leaks. Everything looks nice and tight, so I'm not gonna be messing with that anymore. Check my boot here. Okay, that's all right. That's just some grease that came with it. So yeah, basically take these out, take your 10 bolts out, take out the 2 bolts on top, drop the plate. You're gonna go up here, push the boot, push this boot up, take out the bolt here, all right, and now take out this 2 bolt right here, all right, and your rack and pinion will drop out. Yeah, so not too bad of a process. Not too bad of a process, as long as you have you do have a power tool. So if you have a power tool, you'll be all set. I broke a couple of sockets trying to remove it without a power tool, and it wasn't very fun. So yeah, always make sure you're safe, have your all your safety things in place, and yeah, that's how you get it done.